Hello, and welcome to Dead Reckoning, a new High Rollers mini-series here on twitch.tv/DND. I am your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes. I've also just realised on this overlay my Twitter handle is incorrect. There is a underscore between Sherlock and Humes.
My bad.
It's alright, no one cares what you're following.
Nobody's actually following me, it's fine. Welcome, I am the Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes, as always. Joining me, we have Chris Trott.
Hello.
Katie Morrison.
Hello.
Tom Hazel.
Hello.
It's my name.
And Kim Richards.
Yeah.
All of their Twitter handles are correct.
Yep.
You can follow them.
Yay! Is it correct? Yeah.
Amadeus.
Probably.
That's fine. Welcome, joining us for our anti-hero campaign, my version of a prequel to The Tomb of Annihilation, which is now out in stores, and you can go and check it out and buy it. It's very, very good.
Fresh books smell nice.
Fresh books smell nice.
Yeah, I don't read them, I just buy them for the fresh smell, and then when it's gone,
Just throw it away.
Chuck it.
Yep.
It's fine.
Don't forget, there's loads of awesome D&D content here on the twitch.tv/D&D channel. You can check it out. There's a big schedule below. Loads of good stuff from DCA, Misclicks, Maze Arcana. You got One Grung Above. You got loads of new series. You got the Girls Got Scory. You got the new one, which has got a name that I can't remember. Destiny and something. It's really bad. I can't remember.
Dragon Friends.
All of that good stuff. All of those things. All of those things.
Just rub it all over your face!
So loads of awesome D&D content you can check out. This is our mini-series, and we're going to start now.
Words, Mark.
Recap for last time. The party are in the continent of Thay, in the kingdom of Thay, in the city of Byzantur, where they are attempting to uncover if the Red Wizards are somehow behind or connected to the strange death curse, which is not only affecting our party, but many others in the world. They have gone to the city and have begun making a name for themselves by working with some of the nobility, but also they also had a battle with the Priestess of Tempus to prove for Taran to prove himself worthy.
Did really good.
Went really well.
Did super well.
I lost 100 gold.
You lost
140 gold.
They also made a new ally, or Worthless made a new ally, a woman calling herself Valix, who escorted her into the inner city, cleaned her up, and helped her blend in a little bit more, and seems quite mysterious, to the point where nobody trusts her except the crazy old lady and the person who's been magically influenced. She was nice. She's a nice person.
She's great.
She's great.
She's great.
She's great. And we last left it off with you have taken a job for the Guild of Foreign Affairs to look after an autarch, a noble of the city, basically, who is looking for some bodyguards. And you were instructed to return at 9 p.m. that evening.
With this revelation from your sun elf friend that we do not trust autarchs, do we carry on with this mission? I still think it's of good interest to make a name for ourselves, network.
Did she not say also make friends with them, though?
She said she'd contact us after we make friends.
She said make friends with them.
Don't worry about me.
She said make friends with them, but don't trust the Red Wizards. So maybe we can find more information by being their friends.
Make friends with autarchs.
Yeah, the
Well,
nobles. If
she
we're
also
friends
said
with
don't
nobles
trust.
and make... We just need to be wary, I guess.
Do you trust everyone you meet?
Do you
course
trust
not.
anyone in this city? Because I certainly don't, and
So
that
you-
includes you.
Do you even
can
trust
take
us?
the job.
They are paying us, regardless.
Just don't trust them.
All I trust right now is Ulrich. Can't read that.
They can't read that.
What does it say?
Can't they?
It said hashtag mind games.
Ulrich,
My lord.
I can trust you, right?
Of course, my lord.
See? He's the only man I can trust.
Do you trust me, little man?
I trust all that the master encourages me to trust.
You don't trust her.
I do not trust you.
I'm going to give a little wink.
But it's kind of there. He doesn't wink, but there is a look of I'm doing what I'm told.
Teeny tiny smirklet.
Smirklet.
To get
Ulrich, that 100 gold that Worthless gave you.
You don't know. You don't know about it. She
We don't
just
know.
handed him a sack.
Oh, sorry, that I mean, I probably hear the, like...
Clink. He's very finely attuned.
I know the sound of gold. I know what gold
You,
looks like.
yeah, you know that there is. You don't know how much.
There's a
You know
sign.
that there is a good amount of coin.
I mean, this city's pretty dangerous. That could be taken off you at any point. I'll take all of it for now.
Not
Don't
for
give him
you.
anything.
I just want to look after it.
I'm just going to start slapping your hands.
He's trying to take the gold, and I'm just going to say,
I need
I'm
to
gonna
go
say
give
to
me
him,
gold.
Tall, do
do not
Yeah.
give it to
you want
anyone.
to lose your hands?
Not
It
really.
is-
Stay that way.
My master's property. And he gives you a look.
Yes.
Yes, you have to go through me to get to Ulrich.
Great.
I'm protecting you now, slave.
Shiny
As I
has
said,
10
I'm
gold.
on it.
I mean, I wouldn't trust his protection if I were you. I've seen him in combat. And
Shiny has 10 gold if you need money.
10 gold.
No,
He's doing a little growl thing here under his breath, just to warn you.
the sun is setting in the sky. Taryn says goodbye. He's gonna walk
He's a
away.
poet and he didn't know it. So you start making your way back?
It's a telly
Just call
tubby.
it the Teletubbies.
I didn't even know that. Like,
That would be about his level of, yeah. I imagine in the weekend he does like to watch cartoons.
It's the only thing that calms him down. So
We have scouted the perimeter of the potential place where we could be bodyguarding this fancy man,
Dolran.
Doran, yeah.
Dolran.
And I've had a look around the place as well, so I've got all entrances covered in case of an ambush.
It's a
Lots
temple
of
of pain. They enjoy pain. They love pain.
They like to torture themselves. It's really quite disgusting.
It's a waste of energy.
Well, if they attack us and they like pain, I'll be happy to give it to them.
Yes, that.
Why torture yourself when you can torture others?
Exactly. In the glory of battle.
Either way, there's a lot of places within that temple that people could be waiting to ambush.
However, Tal has done some stuff.
Yes, we
I've
have also.
made some preparations. I've got some things I can use that will alert us or whatever else if anyone does come in.
If they even turn up to that place, we'll find out.
Well, hopefully they do, because otherwise...
I'm good to wait until 9 p.m.
okay. Well, I mean, it's yeah. You guys can. It's very easy with your preparations of the day. You can enjoy moderate to good. If you guys are going to stop for food, how much would you be looking to spend for food? Do you want to eat your own rations, or do you want to? There are places. There are basically cafes that you can go and enjoy a good meal. And depending on the quality, you can pay little to a lot.
I have like 200 gold. Plus the 10.
Does a long rest have to be sleeping?
And it is 8 hours generally for unless you're an elf or another creature that doesn't require it. Yes, you can take a short rest. Can be anything.
I could definitely take a short rest
Yeah,
to
a
get
short
myself
rest.
back
I
up.
want my Snurfneblin magic back.
Oh, you have to long rest for that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like
It would
you
have to
guys in the inner city, you can actually even get aristocratic quality food and drink.
Ooh, how much is that?
That would be 2 gold each.
Well, that's
Can I
pittance.
sort of weasel them down to one?
This is not a place where you can weasel. This is a very strict.
Stop
It is
weaseling.
an extremely elaborate, well-kept building. You can see that very rich-looking Thayans eat beautifully prepared meals, seafood, root vegetables, all prepared and done in
I won't-
excellent.
I won't
manners.
buy anything. I'll just sleight of hand food away from other people's plates as they're getting it. Not too much.
What, from us?
Okay, sleight of hand.
Oh, you want me to actually make this?
So like
Yes.
you're being like the girlfriend boyfriend who like you order some fries and they're just like stealing fries.
Yeah.
Well, it
That's,
sounds like he's also stealing it
20
from random
unnatural.
other people in the.
Oh no, it was yeah, I can, yeah, sure.
That's what it sounded like. You were just literally like.
It's
wait-
an unnatural 20.
You like distract a group and then you're like
Yeah.
take a chicken leg off their plate and stuff like that. I mean, there's not necessarily like suspicion cast, but your party is kind of given a upturned sort of like a treatment. But as you are paying well, the service is good. It's just the other diners don't seem to react very well to.
Spend extra 2 gold for Ulrich to have a nice meal.
Okay.
You could use his own gold.
Yeah, I mean, they just serve him, but they kind of cast a curious look. There's almost like the people that serve you are slaves themselves, but there is a maitre d' who is taking the orders who is not a slave, and he's just kind of like, oh, of course. But you get the impression it's almost like they're going to serve him, but it's like, oh, how quaint. Like, he's looking after him.
How
ha ha ha.
cute.
Yeah,
He's
like
going to be going through hell tomorrow, so Call it the Last Supper.
You must provide some. He doesn't judge. It's just like, oh, how amusing kind of thing. But yeah, he eats.
I pay for Malice's meal.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's just at the end of the meal, a bill is brought out for 10 gold for all 5.
We're short resting, yeah.
Well,
This counts as a short rest, like an hour of eating and niceties.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's absolutely a short rest.
I'm going to do that Chinese mother thing as well of like, putting the best bits on Malice's plate, like just making sure she's eating.
The Kim thing.
I mean, this
I'll
is
feed her.
very very high standard of food.
9, yes.
Nice. No rats.
No, this is
Just mice.
Just the
excellent.
ones you brought with you.
oh,
Yeah.
everything.
I didn't technically let those mice go that I captured for Weston.
They're just rotting away somewhere.
I'd like to think I let them go free in the sewer.
Yeah.
Return to
Return
the
to their people.
Back to full. For short resting, got my spells and shit. Or do I get my channel divinity back on a
No,
short
long
rest?
rest only.
If it was midday, right?
Nope.
No. And we did a long rest till 8 p.m.
Nope.
An hour before our...
Well, you can do that. You can only take one long rest every 24 hours.
Alright.
So you are currently not able to do that.
Alright, fine.
So you basically spend the day eating, recovering, spending a bit of time preparing, and then at 9 p.m. the sun sets here around about 7 p.m. So the sun's already been down for some time, and as soon as night approaches,
Oh, short rest. It says short rest. Channel divinity short rest. It says SR instead of LR.
I question your character sheet.
It's perfect. It was filled for me.
He didn't do it, so it's right.
My mommy filled it out for me.
That's the Oath of Conquest. Channel divinity. I'll look it up.
Short or long rest to gain channel divinity again. I was incorrect. Very good.
Very good.
DM
Very
this
good.
is.
Do I get a little gold star
No.
sticker?
Nope.
You
You
get
get your
marked
fucking
red.
short rest. You get your fucking channel divinity back. Is what you
I'm
get.
quite happy with that.
As soon as nighttime descends on Byzanta, one of the major things you notice is the guard change. Many of the human and Gnoll guards, Gnolls still remain patrolling, but many of the human and Centaur guards return to their barracks and are replaced by the undead. Groups of 4 to 5 undead with a single robed figure, not red robes. They wear black robes. Accompanies the undead, and they form the patrols. And you begin to notice that there is definitely most of the necromancers kind of don't care about the undead that follow them, but there are occasionally some where you notice that they don't almost look like zombies. They look like people. Their armor is pristine, their bodies perfectly preserved, and they just walk around in that rigid undead manner. But many of them are also just rotting corpses or skeletons, just pretty much bones, walking around. There is very little personal presence out in the city late at night. Most people retreat to their homes. And inside the inner city, it's very rare to see guards or patrols, apart from the well-armoured Thayan Knights. But you do notice the undead patrols and guards as you make your way to the townhouse.
Are the undead? Are they literally like not rotting, but like?
Do they look?
Some of them are. Some of them are basically skeletons with pretty much just bones and armor animated by magic. Some of them are shambling, shuffling corpses. The state of the corpses seems to vary. Some of them look new, some of them look old and are gross.
Are they maintained like the slaves are maintained, in the sense that slaves are well kept, dressed well? Are these
are
undead?
not. No, these are in most cases the armor looks ramshackle, but then occasionally you come across a patrol where they look pristine. They look like people.
So it's a complete mix.
It's mixed.
Do the groups that patrol together, do they seem to act like the humans in that they're sort of mistimed with each other, or are they all like really in
The zombies
formation?
any of the undead are regimented, so although the zombies are quite slow, like they kind of shuffle and move around, they are perfectly unison and they follow orders immediately.
And
If
I
the
guess, are they,
necromancer
like,
says
blank
stop,
eyes?
yeah, they're basically just dead. Like they've got the white eyes, shambling corpses,
Okay.
And when the necromancer says stop, they stop. When it says march, they march.
I'm just gonna like give a little wave every time I see.
They don't
undead.
wave back.
I know, but I like undead. I'm just gonna wave.
I like them.
I like undead. No, they just carry on as they go. Like I said, you don't see too many of these patrols. You maybe see like 2 on your whole trip towards the townhouse.
Okay.
And that is it. When you arrive at Doran Malrak's townhouse, you notice that outside is a small palanquin, like little carriage thing, ready to go. 2 slave pullers ready to kind of pull it along. And the iron fence has been opened, and there are undead guards there with a single necromancer. And basically, he has there are skeletons and zombies kind of positioned leading up to the door. And outside this little palanquin is a single robed figure, thin goatee, shaved head.
It's an excessive use of the dead, don't you think?
I think they're kind of cute.
I guess they don't need to be paid. Undead thing. Are you paid? Can you speak?
You talk to one of the undead.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look at you. It just stares dead ahead.
Can I like? I suppose if I'm quite sure, I have to like jump up and like wave in front of him. And...
Yeah, you start doing that. You hear from the palanquin as this thin man with a goatee is just like, please don't disturb the creatures.
You've already disturbed them from their graves.
How quaint. Yes, they have important works to be doing. They do not need some
Hired.
small creature jumping up and down in front of them.
You never seen a gnome before?
I am aware of your kind, but I mean, you're not human, are you? So.
Yeah, I'm aware of your kind too. I like
We're
this
great bodyguards, and we're looking forward to providing your service.
Well, I'm merely here to escort Mr. Malrak towards his destination and to protect the property whilst he is away.
In that case, and I'm going to climb up on in.
He doesn't seem phased.
Okay,
He's
sweet.
not the driver. He's just kind of stood next to it. And yeah, the pathway leading up to the house is basically just flanked by these zombies and skeletons.
Okay.
So it's all open now?
Yeah, the fence gate is open, yeah. And you can see that they're patrolling around. There are a couple more skeletons as well.
Are we waiting for him to enter the palanquin so he can be taken to his destination?
I believe he said he was waiting for some guards to arrive. I
Right.
assume that is you.
Yeah.
I'll climb out.
Off we go
Do you
then.
need a box?
Ha! Ha!
Do you?
Would be
No.
useful.
Do you want me to hit him?
I'm gonna walk
you
up
want
to the
to.
door.
Also, if you do find a box, I would quite appreciate it. I suppose we
He
should
like
go and.
claps his hands and the zombie brings out a small box.
They have a box.
Well, for children that must climb into the palanquin, we ensure that they can access it.
Yes,
Take
they
the
need it
box
for
away.
the children.
Take the box away. I don't need it, and I'm going to really
I
stumble.
hold my arms up to like.
Catch him.
I've got this. It's all right, and I'll
You just
climb out.
awkwardly climb out and sort of like drop yourself, yeah.
This is a waste of time.
And walk up to the door.
I agree. You walk up to the door, knock on it, I assume. It is opened by the slave woman that you saw previously with the long hair, who just bows her head. And you can see in a kind of very lavish-looking foyer with a long rug and tapestries on the walls, suits of armor, ornamentation, paintings, grand spiral staircase leading up, is a man who is fussing with himself. He's kind of like primping his hair, and he's kind of he doesn't have much hair. It's very, very closely cut, not quite bald, but very closely cut. But you can see there are kind of patterns kind of shaved into it. So he has like this very short hair with almost like swirling tattoo patterns carved into it. And he's basically applying like an ointment to his face and his hands, his neck, and he's just like, yes, you must be the ones that I use the term spoke with, but I conversed with earlier. The guards sent by the guild, I assume? Your last cry about payment, I'm afraid that I made the pricing quite clear to the guild. It is 500 gold for the evenings for all 4.
We'll have to provide 500 gold's worth of services then.
I'm sure that will be adequate.
Depends. Who are you expecting?
I'm expecting nothing. I'm merely taking precautions.
And where is it you're planning on heading tonight?
I'm heading to the Temple of Lobatar for some important business I must attend to. And then I will be returning immediately here.
Well, you'll be happy to know we scoped out the place.
Good, as I would expect from some professionals. I do not normally work with foreigners, but I am willing to take the opportunity.
There's no one else willing to work for you in Thay.
There are many people willing to work with me, but I do not need them to. The Tharkioness normally provides me with a guard. However, it seems that several of them have been ordered away to serve at another city, and so I'm waiting for some replacements.
Well, you're lucky enough to have 4 bodyguards tonight.
Excellent. I will require at least one of you to accompany me into the chambers where I must conduct my business. The rest of you will be expected to ensure that the perimeter is secure.
Very well.
Excellent. Very well. He kind of looks around. He shuffles over, and you can see that he opens up a large kind of cabinet, like a glass cabinet with a key. He opens it up and he takes out what appears to be a long, kind of almost like a riding crop, but it's kind of got these heavy leather barbs, and he kind of tucks that into a belt and takes off several rings and puts them in the cabinet and then locks those and then puts the key around his neck.
He's going to do one of those pain rituals.
You're going in the room, I'm not going in the room.
And then he comes up, he moves up, he's just like, very well, shall we proceed?
I'll go in the room.
He steps out. Once everybody leaves, he turns the slave lock up. You hear like several bolts being shut from behind you and things like that.
I've left Ulrich, by the way,
Where have you left him?
in the place that we were eating. Or is it best if he comes with me?
I mean, he wouldn't. He would have told you
Okay,
that you don't
He's with
leave
me.
a slave on his. That he has to follow you around,
with me then.
basically. Yeah.
Fine.
He's just with you. He's just walking beside you in his slavey way.
Okay.
And yeah, the Doran makes his way up into the palanquin. There is no room for you. Like, he sits down and then gestures for this necromancer to be like, right, on our way. And you can see 2 zombies kind of go up to the front, pick up the thing,
The cheapest of labour. I'm going to walk.
start wheeling it along. It moves at such a pace that you can just walk alongside it. But this autarch just doesn't want to walk, so he just sits there. You can see him like rubbing his hands. He kind of like mutters a few prayers and things like that. Looks around. Give me insight checks, all 4 of you.
Natural 20.
No.
Natural 20.
Yeah, go on.
So the 2 natural 20s over there. Tolshank, you've seen this kind of behaviour from Marks before. This is a guy who is expecting trouble. The 2 of you kind of definitely get the impression that he's nervous, but he's doing his best to kind of keep it under wraps. He's looking around. Anytime that there is sudden movements in like an alleyway or a shadowed area, he kind of glances over towards it and then goes back to like examining his hands and nails and things like that.
I wonder if I could run ahead and sort of pre-prepare the location.
I mean, you can try. Yeah.
Are you 3 safe to escort this man the rest of the way?
What? No, you're not getting your money.
I'm going ahead to pre-prepare the location, drop in things and places that, they could jump in.
You're not bailing on us, are you?
No, I'll be there. I'm just making sure that things are in there in preparation, just in case they're there now.
Before you go, I'm going to put my hand here and then cast Aid on everybody. So, everybody gets 5 HP.
What,
Temporary.
Yeah.
3 creatures, so you 3.
You don't need it.
Don't need it.
Oh, it doesn't need it.
Probably will need it.
He's going to need it.
I think actually Worthless has more HP than you anyway.
I now have 66.
Well,
Did
it
you
lasts
say-
for 8 hours.
Did you
so
say 3 HP?
5.
5. I have 68.
Yeah. Remember, it's temp, so it's not permanent
Yeah.
increase.
If it goes, it goes. Yeah.
Okay.
On your way then.
So yeah,
So you make your way up, and when you said you remember the way back to the House of Lovitar. It's kind of a hard building to miss. It is this enormous mansion. Many of the buildings at night time in the inner city are lit up from the inside. You can see candles, magical lights as well being used to illuminate conversation. And as you approach the House of Lovitar, it seems very much like any other building. There are lights on inside. You step inside and you see the same thing that Malice saw last time. A very lavish open room with a shrine at one end, built into a large kind of alcove of a woman, stone naked with a cat o' nine tails whipping some sort of crouched figure. As you step in, there's a few kind of curious glances over. You can see men and women basically wearing nothing but sort of like a small kind of like towelish kind of loincloth with just whip marks and cuts and things like that all over them. Many of them are Thayans. You can see several of them have actually drawn sort of like scarred symbols into their flesh. This time it's a woman in basically kind of like leather-strapped kind of outfit with a long, curved, slender blade at her side. Looks down and she's just like, now what have we here? Have you come to worship the Pain Maiden?
Pain Maiden?
Of course, her Lady Lovitar. This is her church.
Just
Are you a little lost,
really.
perhaps?
No, just having a look around, just seeing what you're offering.
Well, I'm afraid that this is the primary worship chamber. I would be glad to help you with your prayers if you require them. Many of the other rooms, however, are reserved for private worship.
Oh, I see. Are they all booked up at the moment then, or
They're either in use or they have been reserved by members of the Autarchs.
reserved all night? It's quite late.
I'm afraid that worship of Lovitar, pain does not know time. Pain is never ending.
Yeah, that's fair. I inflict pain.
Are you a religious fellow?
Absolutely.
What god do you worship? What god do you follow?
Tempest, he's called.
Tempest?
Yeah, he's oh man, what a guy.
You do not strike me as a Tempest follower.
Just started really, just got a book the other day, started reading
I
it.
see. You are...
Tempest. Hello.
Have you explored other options then, perhaps? And she kind of like looms down at you. It's just like, I could show you the many benefits of worship to Lovitar.
Wow.
Do you know much pain in your life, small fellow?
Honestly, yeah, a little. Don't really like it too much.
Then you have not experienced proper pain.
Oh.
True pain can be a comfort as well as an agony.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds a little bit like you're threatening me, but...
Threatening? No. One who enjoys the pleasures of the pain of Lovitar can know what suffering is and deal with things in a greater manner.
That sounds great, actually. Have you got like a leaflet or something I can just take away?
No.
Read through it.
She just says, like, pass me your hand and I'll be glad to give you a reminder of Lovitar's faith.
I mean, maybe later, all right?
Well, that would be a shame.
I'll definitely come back to you, okay?
If you wish to forego Lovitar's blessing, it is not my place to judge, but...
Just let me think about it for a second, all right? And I just want to have a little look around.
I'm afraid that this room is the only room that those who are not of the faith are allowed to enter.
Were there any of the entrances, did they come into this room?
No, this is like on the ground floor. It's the main sort of like leading in from the main temple entrance into this kind of it's almost like a very fancy living room, like heavy scent of perfumes and chaiselongs and that sort of thing.
Fine. I'm going to sort of pat my
The only thing you do
point
notice is stone floor. Easier to clean.
Okay. I'm going to sort of pat my now very light coin pouch. Mm-hmm. Think about the 500 gold that will be shared, obviously, I'm going to be getting, and just think, it's worth it. I'm going to hold my hand out.
She takes your hand.
I would like to have a little look around.
Starts rolling your sleeve up.
Okay. I mean, you said hand.
And then she reaches down and pulls out the slender curved blade.
Okay.
And begins tracing a line sort of around your wrist. Not quite ever hitting with incredible precision. She traces around, striking the nerves in such a way that it is like a sharp, like pain being cut, but there is also almost like there is a kind of feeling of like almost like pressure relief kind of thing. Okay. And it's both agonizing but also kind of intoxicating, the way that she's kind of drawing this blade around. And you can see that she's drawn the shape of a nine-tails, a whip. And it's just marred into your flesh like a faint scar.
Okay.
And it's kind of, and it bleeds, and then she gently comes in with her other hand, she whips out from a cloth with an ointment, and it's soothing and cool, and it feels extremely nice against like the raw flesh. And she kind of whispers down, she's just like, you see, those who suffer great pain deserve the greatest rewards. And she begins stroking a hand across your shoulder.
That's great. Never felt anything like it.
Oh, this is not the finish, of course. If I can show you the greater tenets of the Pain Maiden, if you wish.
Well, I mean, can I have a look around the private rooms yet, or?
You may explore anything upon the ground floor
Oh, thank
or on
you.
the first floor, but the second floor, I'm afraid, is off limits.
That's fine. I just want to have a look at my options. Want to see what sort of punishment you can whip out next. You know.
Of course.
You got any Iron Maidens?
Yes, of course.
Oh, good. Oh, I'll have a look at those next.
I do not recommend those for a devout worshipper. We generally use those who need to be taught lessons.
Oh, I see. Could be fun though, couldn't it?
Perhaps.
Graham, I'm gonna have a look around and I'll come back to you.
Just have that little note of fear on that last bit there.
It's got a faint scar now on your wrist.
So I would like to, go around and just sort of, with the 3 bags of caltrops and some ball bearings, things like that, just scatter them around.
So, the first thing is from this room, there are 6 rooms that lead off and a staircase that leads up.
Right. And I suppose I have no indication of which room.
When you look at them, they are beautiful carved mahogany doors with reliefs of people being whipped or tortured or cut all over the place.
Keep it up. It's great.
So you just look around and there's these 6 rooms that lead off. You get the sense that one of them isn't like with a fancy relief, and as you kind of poke your head in, you can see that it's more of like a kitchen quarters and things like that. A place where perhaps the priests enjoy meals.
Okay, so it was literally just any entrance point from the outside, like window shelves, holes in the walls, or weird sort of entrance points that people might be stalking around.
So when you go in the first room that you know leads to an outside window, as you step in, you hear kind of grunts of pain, and you can see that a man with a hot poker is just gently scalding a woman's legs as she lays quite luxuriously on like a chaise longue, no clothing. The whole room is filled with this thick incense that kind of makes your head feel a bit foggy. The curtains are drawn, and the priest just kind of turns. He's like, "Yes." You are interrupting our worship, my good fellow. Are you here to join the session?
No. Carry on. I just want to watch, really. That's my thing. Her thing is getting burned. Mine, watching it.
Perhaps then I should remove an eye to teach you the pain of not having what you wish.
What? No.
You hear like this kind of very ecstatic moan come from this woman, but also a painful cry, like it's like but he's never quite burning her fully, like he holds it close enough to cause pain and then takes it away.
What the fuck is going on?
And then you notice that she dips her like feet into kind of a thick kind of water, and that she kind of has like a relieved expression and then pulls her feet out. The process repeats. But it looks very painful.
Mark, you okay?
I had to read about Lovitar, and this is the kind of shit that they do.
Alright. I just...
It's like
I'm as much
really
making a lot of this up as anything.
Jesus, wow.
It's hilarious.
Are you going to stay in the room?
I mean, I just want to put some stuff around so that if people come in, just...
So what happens is you go around. You can't believe you're going to eat your little bit of bread. You
now's the time.
You go around a couple of the other rooms. You see similar
nice.
events in some of them. In, I would say, what, you got 3 bags worth of caltrops?
3 bags of caltrops
You
and
can
1,000 ball
find 3
bearings.
rooms that are not currently in use, and you place the caltrops and ball bearings in those rooms. But many of them on the ground and first floor are being used. Some of them, it's not in any way. Some of them you walk in and it's just somebody beating themselves with a whip and things like that.
Beating themselves?
Like self-flagellating, like, you know, whipping their backs and stuff. And they're just stood before a very simple shrine of this woman and just muttering prayers like, "Pain Maiden, give me strength. Pain Maiden, bring me joy. I cause this in your name."
Jesus, okay.
You just kind of back out the room awkwardly, shut the door.
So I'll go back downstairs and talk to that woman and say... So,
Did you see anything that takes your interest?
someone threatened to take my eye.
Of course.
Okay, of course. Silly me.
They would not actually take your eye, but perhaps prevent you from seeing from a time.
Phew. Tempting, it's got to be said. Saw someone beating himself.
Mm-hmm. Self-flagellation is one of the purest forms one can offer themselves to Lovitar.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, we're expecting someone arriving. See, I'm here to protect a noble who's coming into the...
Why did you not simply tell me this in the first place, my good man? Which autarch are you serving?
His name's Dolra Malik.
Oh, Autarch Malarak, yes, he is a regular worshipper. If I'd known this, I would not have indoctrinated you. But...
Well, I thought I'd try it anyway.
Well, of course, new experiences.
Yeah.
Have your eyes perhaps been a little bit opened into the joys of pain?
Sure. Absolutely not. But sure.
It's a shame.
Oh boy.
Have you got any like plasters or anything?
I've given you a balm.
Right.
One must bear the scars of mistakes.
Do you happen to know what room he's booked?
Of course, he is in the second floor in one of our major suites.
Have I done that one?
Huh?
No,
No, that's on there. That was a locked off area.
I want to go up there. I want to put some caltrops and some ball bearings down.
She takes your hand and leads you up. This very slender woman in the black leather leads you up. You go up a flight of stairs and you can see that there is a pair of guards wearing sort of like basic breastplates and spears outside a set of doors. You go through that, leads up to another set of stairs which leads into a large lounge area,
Okay.
of which there are several other rooms split off from. She gestures to the one on the northern wall and says, Lord Malrak will be using this room. This area is where yourself and any other guards may wait whilst he is in worship.
And these guards that you've got on post here, that you can trust them, I suppose.
They are our guards, yes.
Were they undead?
No, they're human.
Oh, okay.
They are provided by the Tharkionis.
Well, let's hope everything goes off without a hitch then. Do you happen to know what he's got planned?
He will have a worship session. He missed his previous prayer last week, so I
you better
imagine
double up then.
I imagine he will be, yes.
Yeah.
He's quite the devout follower.
He could do it to himself. I could help if he wants.
No, he enjoys one of the Pain Lord's services.
Fair enough. Do you know if his drivers get involved?
No, they normally remain outside.
Shame, because I could have helped out with him. Easy.
She looks at you and is just like, perhaps I went about this the wrong way. Perhaps you are someone who enjoys inflicting pain rather than receiving.
I don't hate it.
Well, there are things that the priesthood of Lovitar can teach you about inflicting pain,
Can they?
if you were interested in learning.
See, I'm a big fan of, you know, the sort of fleshy side of a kneecap? Mm-hmm. Now, I know that can inflict a lot of pain, and I'm
Indeed.
sure you'll agree.
Yes, it is a nerve centre and it is a great point of causing pain.
Have you ever been hit in the kneecap? I bet it feels bloody great, doesn't it?
It is not something that many that would come to the temple wish to experience, but I have done it in the past when I was a torturer.
Feels great, doesn't it?
It is a useful tool in inflicting maximum pain with a small area. Do you indulge much in hamstring cutting?
Hamstring cutting?
Indeed. Cutting the back of the tendon and near the ankle is quite a sufficient way of crippling someone for a long time.
Nice, I like it. That's good. I'll keep that in mind.
Well, if you wish any more lessons on anatomy, I would be happy to show you. Lovitar teaches us great ways to inflict quite tremendous pain on those that have wronged us.
Oh, I see. So that's another half of it. I could have done that
Of course, absolutely.
Can I cut your wrist? Oh, really?
She offers her hand. I could not be expected to be a priestess of Lovitar if I can dish pain but not receive it.
Just testing you. It's good to know, you know.
Takes her arm back.
This is taking a turn. It's got to be said. I think I'll just wait here. Just make sure everything's in preparation for Malarak.
She just smiles at you.
And
all right. You always know where the temple is if you require it. She makes her way down. The rest of you
I am
arrive.
so weirded out right now.
Oh,
Like a little way to in that, I just went into my happy place.
That's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you want? Like, I've got to play
I
the
don't know,
evil
but-
kingdom of evil, and this is a god in Forgotten Realms. What do you want
There's
from me?
evil, and
Don't look at me.
And then there's fucked up.
Don't look at me. I didn't write the Forgotten Realms.
High rollers recently. It's just. Duh.
Been some.
At least we're not with the
Duh.
snake people anymore. Like,
I think
For
Taryn
now.
picked the wrong god. He loved this Wiccan shit. Great.
no, because you kill them.
Yeah.
You can't
That's
kill
He
them.
would be the one who caused
That's
it.
true.
Yeah, but they have to be left alive.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
I'm just walking along,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys basically arrive outside.
oblivious to all of that.
Malbrak gets out of the palanquin, which pulls up outside, just moves off to the
I'm
side.
scoping the vicinity for any flickerings in the shadows.
Okay, perception check.
3,
3. You see nothing.
4.
It looks as you can see a few people inside. You can see people coming and going. They all seem to, once they're leaving the property, they seem to be fully dressed and they just appear as normal Thayan citizens.
When we were arriving, did we go past the back entrance at all?
No.
No.
Pulled up to the front.
Can I quickly divert, since they're going at walking pace anyway, and just like do a circuit?
Yeah, I mean, you're quick enough that you kind of sprint off. Moving around the backside, you can see that there are slaves out the back who do things like taking out bloody sacks and things like that, and sort of like you can see them cleaning blades like knives and instruments and like washing them using facilities at the back.
They all definitely look like slaves, so there's no one in there that's maybe disguising themselves.
Well, I mean, you can make a perception check to see if you can see anything out of the ordinary.
Oh. Shit.
9.
9.
I could have been doing that the entire time.
They look like same long hair. They seem like many of the other Thayan slaves you've seen before, and they're just cleaning instruments. And they seem to be maybe like also there's a kitchen with a door open at the back where they're making food and that sort of thing, preparing drinks.
Lovely.
And I don't suppose in the time that I was there, I heard any like nervous shuffling. Because I guess if I was there before this noble arrives, if there was anyone preparing for an attack, there would be people sort of mumbling around, shuffling, that sort of thing, nervously or
So
whatever.
there are people there's nobody waiting in the upstairs lounge where you are. You can see it's like all plush chairs and like little kind of like coffee tables full of like dainty like sweet teas and sort of things like that and citrus fruits. But you can hear the other 2 rooms are definitely in use. You hear quite well, less sexual than that, more like like grunts of pain,
Even better.
whispered sort of murmurings from priests and priestesses.
Nothing out of the ordinary in this place.
Not
then.
in this place, no.
Great. Okay, fair enough.
Sweet.
Okay.
I want a word with whoever invented this.
Well, Lovitar, I don't know who made the fucking goddess. But Doran makes his way inside. He gets on his knees by the shrine, puts his hands in prayer, and you can hear him muttering something and that to himself. He turns to the 3 of you that are with him, and it basically says, my appointment will take a few hours upstairs.
This was not specified in the contract.
Of course it wasn't. Your job is to look after me until I dismiss. It will take several hours. I will require at least one of you to enter the chambers with me, just in case anything untoward is occurring. The rest will wait outside. You do not need to discuss what you see here with anyone else.
Do you have a
Don't
safe
worry.
word, dearie?
Well, there is no such thing. There are no safe words or places in this world. There is only pain.
Yes, but if it's the kind of pain you don't like, compared
That
to
is
the
the
pain
ultimate
you
form
do
of
like.
prayer to Lovitar.
Just a cue that you need us.
If there is...
Pain not.
Well, that is why I need one of you inside the chamber with me. You will be aware if it is an attempt on my life rather than worship.
I guess I'll be coming down the stairs around this point.
Okay, yeah, you come
Who
downstairs.
wishes to go inside with our dear Autarch?
You do, surely.
Perhaps a little bit less attitude, please. I have a position of authority within this city. You have employed, promised good coin. I do not expect sarcasm.
Fine. I'll go with you. Learn sarcasm.
Good. He makes his way upstairs. As he gets up into the lounge area, you kind of go up 2 flights of stairs. You can see that there are large windows that look out the city, kind of spread out amongst you. You can see the lights of Byzantium kind of shining. There is many chairs, many little tables, as I mentioned, rugs on the floor, and then sort of like a domed ceiling above you. He actually begins just taking off his robes, and you can see that his back is just covered in scars. Thick, white, heavy scars from deep cuts and bruising, like it's all purple and black. And he just simply discards this robe. He's wearing a very kind of like loose, almost like a wrap rather than anything else, leaving most of his butt cheeks kind of on display, which you can also see are scarred and cut.
Sweet.
Most of the back of his legs as well. He opens the door to this northern room that you knew was unoccupied, and you can see another woman wearing this kind of like black outfit, black leather, and she has got a tray on a small table full of bladed knives, small hammers. You can see a whip at her hip. And the room is pretty much bare stone, except for what appears to be a table with kind of like a cushioned top. And it basically has positions for like heads and arms to be kind of locked in place.
Taryn, if you do need us, please signal.
You'll hear the scream of grief.
What's your safe word, Mr. Shiny?
I don't need one. Everyone else will need one. From me.
Nice. Could I speak to the
roll my
woman that I
eyes.
was speaking to before and just say, like, see, I wanted to try this inflicting pain thing. Could I be the guy that oversees this entire transaction of his?
You are not specific. You are not sufficiently trained to administer to the autarchs. I'd be more than willing to let you test some certain skills on a number of our students.
Nah, it's fine.
If you wish to remain in the chamber, I'm sure if the autarch does not mind, if you are a bodyguard, you may remain in the chamber to witness.
He very specifically said only one person.
It is likely for his safety. It is, worship can be a very private matter to some.
Alright, well, in that case, Taryn, have fun in there.
Thank you. I'm sure I will.
Okay, she looks at you and she's like, I am Pain Mistress Kovus, by the way.
Kovus. Pain Mistress
You
Kovus.
should come and speak with me, gnome. It seems that you enjoy inflicting pain. Perhaps there is work in Novatar's plans for you.
Work.
Of course. We are always looking for those who know the intricate nature of causing pain.
Very interesting.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah,
See
you
if
can do,
she's
yeah.
a bit.
Where do
No.
these sorts of people...
I mean, you're like, she's fucked up. Like, all of these people. Like, you're looking around and you're like, yeah, this makes sense in Thay. Like, yeah, why not? Why not have a fucking weird cult of sadomasochists? Like, sure.
so
Faye is not surprising me anymore. I just need to leave.
in the hierarchy, where do like priests and religious followers and those sort of people that run the temples, where do they actually lay?
Depends if they can be nobles themselves, which gives them sufficient power. But generally, they are almost seen as services. They're seen as a good priest of a powerful god is somebody to be respected, but they don't have any inherent political power.
But
rather than
they have the Thay power of just knowing a lot of people.
They know a lot of people, but also because clerics are spellcasters, they are respected. But it's very much a case of they're still below red wizards and things like that. But everybody's seen in Thay. You've got, from what Williams told you, Thay is very much about service to the nation. It's very they're very patriotic in that sense.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
So, the plans. So, you're going to go inside this weird chamber with this fellow. The three of you are just going to wait outside.
Well, that room is laced, I hope, with
So you go in and you
various things.
Yeah, you can go in
There
there
is
and
everywhere.
place those around and stuff like that.
Just in
The
case.
woman looks and it's just, she kind of looks around, and as you're placing them, she's just like, clear this area, please. I will need this space.
All the caltrops, they're for the pain.
I will be moving around them, administering worship.
Fine, fair enough. As long as all the windowsills and entrance points are covered, I'm happy.
If anybody enters here seeking to harm a worshipper of Lobatar, they will have to deal with me as well.
Yeah, I know you'll give them a beating, won't you?
Of course.
I believe that. Fair
I'm
enough.
suspicious of her.
Okay.
That's it.
I mean, you can be suspicious of whoever you would like.
I'm really suspicious of her.
Okay.
So in the room, it would just be Taryn, Dalaran, and the Torturer.
Yes.
So there's nobody.
Pain mistress.
Can we have a
Mistress,
look around the
sorry.
room? There's nothing else. Any secret entrances or anything?
That sounds like you want to make an investigation
Does.
check.
Can I use my Hunter's Bane to do a survival check and see if there's any Fey, undead, or whatever?
14.
Survival check for you.
14.
14. No secret stuff that you can find.
Fey, fiends, and undead, and it was an 18.
No.
Cool.
None of that nature here.
Can I investigate?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
No, you can't.
Malice and Worthless spend some time moving around the room, testing doors and walls and things like that. The only real consistent sound is the sound of worship from these other two rooms. But apart from that, you don't find anything really. The door, the Autarch leads himself in. He places himself face up onto this table. He's strapped in, and then the Pain Lord basically shuts the door with you still inside. And worship begins, and that involves lots of quite painful looking beatings or cuts and things like that, to which the Autarch is surprisingly resilient. Like, he doesn't really cry out that much. He kind of, you can see his eyes weeping, like tears are flowing, but he bites down on like a hard kind of like thing in his mouth, and just doesn't seem to let out much noise.
The fuck?
It's fucked up, dude.
It's probably my aura of protection that's helping him.
It absolutely is. The three of you outside, hour goes past, nothing. 2 hours go past, nothing.
Not even any, like...
Is there anyone passing
Yeah,
regularly?
so-
Or
Some people pop up to change the water pitcher or to check if you need anything. Just a few slave assistants like pop up, ask you if you need anything, change the water, head down. The only thing is that at the end of 2 hours, one of the rooms opens, one of the side rooms that the Autarch is not in, and you see a Pain Lord. This one's a male this time, wearing again that kind of black leather outfit. Steps outside with a young Thayan woman, so bald head, scars, and you can see that she does have like red wrappings around her arms. And she kind of steps out, looks over you all. She goes over to a sealed kind of cabinet, unlocks it, pulls out red robes, places it on, bows to the Pain Lord, and then the two of them head downstairs. And that room is left open. The other one, you can still hear some sounds coming from.
Huh.
I'd like to go into that room.
yeah.
And just, you know.
Well, the empty room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have a
you
look
go in
around.
there. There is blood staining some of the table and some of the floor, which is obvious. What do you get? Investigation?
7.
I mean, you look around, you can see, yeah, there is some discarded, bloody-looking instruments. Some whip. There's a very nasty-looking cat and nine tails whip. Streaks of flecks of blood and flesh still caught in its hooks.
I got 18 for that investigation as well.
18 on the investigation. No, yeah,
Same stuff, okay.
Yeah. At this point, after about 2 hours, Taryn, you're getting bored or just...
I'm quite intently focusing on everything she's doing to him.
Yep.
Like if there's any moments where she's applying any sort of liquid or anything to the blades, things like that.
She doesn't apply it to the blades, but every now and then she'll be doing things like she might do like a very faint, thin cut, to which the Autarch is obviously trembling at, and then afterwards she kind of... There's a very weird softness to everything that's done. She'll switch from like brutally like just punching his ribs, or like, you know, like a metal kind of braced gauntlet,
So
like just
sad.
punching his ribs, and then she'll just softly start caressing his body, whispering in his ear, kind of soothing. She'll do like faint cuts, and then she gets out like an oil or a balm, and she starts like almost massaging it and massaging his body.
I'm making sure that the balm comes from the same place, the weapons come from the right place, nothing looks beyond.
I mean, you're watching
the
super
ritual.
carefully. You watch a couple of times. Yeah, she'll go over. She looks at you curiously as she'll like take an instrument, and after a while, she starts showing it to you for inspection. And then she'll go back and she'll continue her work. After 2 hours, she just undoes his buckles. He kind of sweating, just dripping with sweat and little rivulets of blood. He kind of gets up and he takes her hand and he holds her close, and they whisper, they mutter prayers, and he's thanking her and she's thanking him, and there's this a very intimate kind of friendship almost. And then he kind of like takes a few deep breaths, like regains his composure, and is like, "We may leave now." And you can tell that he's thoroughly exhausted.
I'm going to lead the way. Just keeping a clean, because he's weak now. Because I'm expecting him to, if he was going to get jumped, now would be the optimum time. And just keep my wits about me as I lead him out. I'm going to stay very close.
Okay.
Almost
so
like
you open the door.
Security guard,
like doing a kev. You like lead him out, and you can see these three stood there looking a bit bored. I mean, you guys have had food and water if you need it.
I've been slapping Dol, because I imagine we've just been idly bantering, and Werther's is just like, what's the point? What's the point? Do you like that? Is it?
Not really. What the? No. I'll slap you back. Do you like it?
is just looking into the distance,
hatred.
just like,
Kill me. It'd be easier if I died.
but then when the door opens and seeing you in bodyguard mode, should just probably nod at the altar, make sure that he's okay.
He
ready.
looks like, you can see his hair, oh no, sorry, he doesn't have hair. I keep getting confused. His kind of shaved head is just dripping with sweat. He kind of nods weakly. You can see his eyes are kind of half-lidded. He makes his way over to a cabinet that he stored his clothing in, takes it out and starts slowly and very carefully getting dressed, but you can see it's quite painful for him.
Do you need any help?
He holds up a hand, he's just like, "No, I must do this alone." And he's like slowly getting dressed. The Pain Lord woman, for a moment, she goes over, takes a sip of some water and things like that, and then she kind of like looks around curiously, and then you see her kind of eyes begin to grow heavy, and she collapses.
Oh no.
I'd like all of you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Everyone that
We didn't
I'll make
drink
one for
it.
your talk.
Sorry.
We did, but
Roll
even if we
again.
didn't
I know
drink
you
it.
did, yeah. Even if you didn't drink it. Yeah.
15.
No,
Is
rubbish.
that worse?
15?
7.
Conce,
Constitution, yeah.
19.
No.
19.
Is this? No, don't worry.
It is a magical effect.
Well, I only get it on.
You only
No,
get
I don't get it on
you only,
Constitution,
you
yeah.
only get it on some things.
So I got 14.
14. Okay. Fortunately,
Oh.
Malice, you and the Autarch, there's something in the air, some sort of... Wait, you're an elf.
Yeah.
You can't
Also-
be magically put to sleep.
Or a protection, everyone gets my charisma modifier.
So saving throws. The
So plus
Autarch
two.
stumbles for a moment, and you watch as him and this woman basically collapse, like unconscious.
The Autarch as well.
The Autarch as well. The door of the other room that the noises has been coming from opens, and there is not what you expected. There is none of this, the worshippers of Lovitar in there. Instead, two dark-clad figures with curved blades kind of step out and just hold the blades out. They point at the Autarch and just be like, "Give him to us and there doesn't need to be any trouble."
Can I stumble towards him and say, and fake, just like, "What are you?" And then I'll collapse in front of him, like really close to his feet.
That's going to be a deception check.
Do they look like the you said they were dark figures? Are they like the guard?
They are
uniform
wearing
that-
black clothing, like very tight-fitting black leather clothing, black masks. They actually have like almost like a black bandana kind of like covering most of their head. You can't even see if they would have hair because this bandana is like really
They're
tight.
like leather ninjas.
Kind of, yeah.
Are we talking
So they're
gimp
not
suits
similar
here?
to anything.
No, these are like actual, I mean, these look like assassins. They look like assassins.
They're not similar to anything that we've seen then.
Not yet, no.
24.
24. Yeah, you kind of stumble and he just watches you drop.
So I'm close to like the
You're basically
Very
on the
thick,
ground
yeah.
in front of them,
Yeah, yeah.
basically. He just holds out the blade. He's just like, We know that you've been hired. This doesn't concern you. Just let us kill him. We'll leave you alone.
And who are you? Just curious.
Shadows, of course.
Shadows, interesting.
Are you going to pay us 500, or are we going to have to kill you for it?
You can pay by not dying. That's how you'll get your payment.
Really? I'm going to stand over the Autarch and just prepare grief.
What do you want with him anyway?
We've been hired to kill him.
We've been hired to protect him.
It seems that we're at an end.
I mean, technically, I haven't been hired at all, really.
True, she hasn't.
Well, then you can leave, old lady.
Okay.
Okay, you're just gonna head downstairs.
I'm gonna take the pain mistress and
Yeah.
like, just pull her.
You start dragging her away
Yeah.
towards the stairs leading down, or just out to a
I'm
corner
gonna
of a
pull
room.
her into the room that the Autarch and
Okay,
they were in.
the ones that came out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pull her in there easily enough. The man looks at you, it's like 2 against 2 now. Still fancy your odds? We've killed armored knights before, you know.
Who's hired you?
We don't discuss our clients.
Well,
Guilds don't tend to make a lot of
know-
business that
You know
way.
who we're working for, clearly, but who are you working for? Maybe we can.
There's like, you can't really see his face, but he's just like, we don't discuss our clients. We've been given a job, you're either in our way or you're not.
Hope it pays well to lose a limb.
And on that, he throws a blade, his companion throws a blade towards you, Taran. So this is going to be... That's an 18.
It's an 18.
Okay, so this is going to be first time it hits with an attack. Do you have any resistance against poison?
I'm immune to stuff.
You're immune to disease.
Yeah, disease. Divine health. Immune to disease.
So that's going to be, it's like 2 points of piercing damage, but then 19 points of poison damage. As you feel this blade kind of sink into it. Whoops, sorry, Vic, I just hit my mic. Sorry, Tom. The blade kind of sinks into your shoulder, and there's this blazing, fiery agony as it blazes in, and that's going to be initiative for everybody.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Should have got that for that save. I didn't get saved. Never mind.
So,
Got on damage.
this is kind of the first proper comeback because the Sahorgan didn't really.
Combat mode.
So how big's the room?
So the room I will describe in a bit more. So it is about 30 by 30 feet.
Okay.
The room is kind of half of the room is very heavily dominated by these big, long chaise longue things, which means that moving around it is somewhat awkward to try and get around the room. There's also a large coffee table, and then you have the 3 doors on 3 sides, and then a stairwell down lead on the other side. So imagine you've kind of got like a square room in the middle, full of furniture, and then you have 3 rooms on either side, and then a stairwell leading down. You don't hear any sounds from downstairs. You can't hear anybody rushing up or anything like that.
Okay.
The guards who are at the top of the stairs now, are they not?
You don't know. They were just they were at the bottom of the stairs leading up, and you don't know where they are. Taran, what was that initiative?
Oh, natural 20. 23.
23. Malice.
14.
Tolshank.
18.
Worthless.
7.
I went to write 17 expecting a 17, not 7.
Well,
I'm sleepy. It's past my bedtime.
What time is it?
Late.
It would be like late.
11
It'd be like
Yeah, I
11
guess
p.m.
yeah.
11 o'clock. Well, Taran, you're the first one to go. These kind of 2 figures drop into a kind of defensive stance, pulling another blade.
right then, I'm going to charge at the guy that just did that to me.
Okay.
Like stumbling forward.
Yeah. So basically, you step forward. You have to kind of stop short to prevent yourself from stepping on Tolshank.
Good thing grief is a long.
But you basically block up, like where he stood, to get round to the other side. Somebody would need to jump over the chaise longues, basically.
Yeah.
You kind of block the.
I'm still in
the access point.
protective mode.
Okay.
Doing
Yeah, the
like-
Autarch is just on the floor behind you, just before where Worthless has dragged the lady into the room.
I've already done an assessment of this guy, looking at his armor, So I'm going to try the Great Weapon Master, -5 to my attack.
Okay. So what's your attack bonus total now?
So it would
It's
be
like +2, isn't it?
+2, yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Got a 4.
4 + 2 is 6. You swing this big heavy arc. You're like, ah. You actually cut through like a cabinet, just sheathing the cabinet in
And it slowly...
But it slows the blade down enough time where the guy kind of does a matrix like lean back and the blade cuts over his head.
Get back here.
Okay, Great Weapon Master again.
Before this, can I use a bonus act? No, I guess the attacks have to go in unison, right? One after the other.
Yes, well, depends. What do you want to do with the bonus action? Cast a spell?
Basically, I was going to add Thunderous Smite to it,
Okay.
That sounds interesting.
which
The
would...
smite spells work that the next
My
time you
next
hit.
melee weapon hit
Yep.
is a 2d6.
I'd say you can cast that as your bonus action now and then
Okay.
make the second attack.
Because I miss, I'm like, build up the smite.
The blade begins crackling with thunder.
Natural 20! Thank you!
Whoa.
Wow! Damn!
You didn't say Great Weapon, but I did say Great Weapon Master and you...
Oh, I only did that for the
Okay,
first one.
you don't do that for the first one. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. So natural 20, so you double the dice of the Great Sword.
Yep. So this is the greatsword damage. 6, so 12 plus
Strength normal.
4,
Okay, so 16.
16.
And then Thunderous Smite.
2d6 again.
Is that for the Thunderous Smite, yeah?
Yeah. 8. And it pushes him 10 feet back and makes an audible sound for 300 feet.
Okay, so how much damage? It was 16 normal, and then how much did you roll on the Thunder?
8.
24.
So grief screams and the thunderous.
So yeah, basically Grief cuts through the leather armor and you can see this kind of streak of crimson. So you get this scream, but then followed by the whole room shakes with the reverberation. Several, like the glass pitcher of water shatters. Several other kind of things crack down. You can hear screams coming from downstairs now. The guy you hit is blown back into the room and crashes against the table there that was being used, the similar one to the Autarch saw.
Is that the same room that Worth was?
No, she
Okay.
moved into the one that the Autarch came out of. So imagine you've kind of got a room in the middle, she's in the north one,
Yeah.
the western one's empty and he's been knocked back into the eastern room. And you just send him flying back.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa, you're in.
He like stutters, he shudders back, like looking, and he's just like,
You are in a temple of pain. Enjoy it.
yes, enjoy this. And he starts preparing his next move. But before him is Tolshank. So there is one still standing above you next to Tarin, and then there's one that's been knocked 10 feet back into the room.
Could I do a? So is there like a hold action where I can just sort of say, right, I want to only do this when he?
Yes, it's called readying an action. So you basically state a specific circumstance to take your action on.
To trigger
Okay.
the action, yeah.
Could I silently unsheath my sword cane as best I can while also still looking asleep,
Okay.
so that I've got the sword out of my sword cane, and if he does ever move away, I want to try that hamstring
Okay.
trick.
So it's going to be a sleight of hand, but because it's a sword cane, you have advantage on the sleight of hand.
Good.
Because it's designed for you to kind of get it out quickly and sneakily.
Also, he's also convinced him that he's already
yes.
down, right? And he's...
That's 22.
Okay, so he is completely unaware. Tarin, maybe like you kind of glance down and you see Tolshank isn't asleep. He actually like slides his sword cane just enough that he can quickly draw it. And so if he tries to move away, you want to
I want to try the hamstring trick.
slice at his thing. Okay.
It's like an opportunity attack, isn't it?
Yep, basically.
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Yes, XCOM style Overwatch. Okay, so the assassin that you pushed back into the room after his his little line, he is going to.
No way.
Kick him in the balls.
He's going to hold up 2 fingers, focus for a moment, and then he vanishes from sight. Okay.
Shit.
The Malice, she'll go.
So. Fairy fire.
That's a wise
Drow
move.
magic!
Some of that hated drow magic. So, what kind of save is this? Do you know?
I don't have it.
Let's get
Sorry.
Plus and Book.
Should have brought my little cards.
Fairy fire, you say, yeah?
Yeah.
Fur.
Does this faking sleep, does that count as a long rest? Or?
8 hours.
Nice try. Right.
60 feet.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in a blue, green, or violet light. Your choice.
Violet.
Violet. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dex saving throw. So, if you're aiming it at them, it's going to be Taryn, Tolshank, the two creatures.
Can I aim it so that that guy was in that room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I aim it?
He's vanished, and you don't know where he's gone.
Can I do it in a way that it would just get
That room?
No, that it would get that guy and the space behind him, so it didn't hit these two, basically.
You can. That would be that room. So if you wanted to, because he got thrown 10 feet back into the room. The room is about 20 feet. So you could aim it to where he was. Because it's a 20-foot cube, that would still catch Taryn, Tholshank, and the other guy.
Okay. Can I get any sense of like perception if I heard anything come past me?
You can make
or
a perception
anything?
check. 12. You get the sense that he's not in that room, but you don't know where.
Damn it. Okay.
Just fairy us up.
I don't
It
mind
just
glowing.
gives them advantage on you. So
Oh.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to hit the other guy instead.
Okay.
Not knowing where he's gone,
Okay.
I'll hit the other guy.
So you just jump over. You're going to need to, being a monk, I'm not going to make you do checks because you're the one that's like perfectly advised for this. You kind of just do a parkour leap over the chaise-longue, leap into the fray. You basically stood next to Taryn over Tholshank at this point.
Okay.
So you've basically got Tholshank underneath your
Tholshank.
legs, stood next to Taryn, slashing at him with the war fans.
No, that was a natural fucking one.
That is not going to hit.
Can I make a stunning strike? Use a key
So
point.
it's on hit. You can spend a key point to make it a
So
stunning strike. So
24.
that's going to hit. Yes.
So
do
it's
damage and then
Constitution
con save. Do you know your DC?
save. 14.
That's a pass. That's an 18 for him.
Fair.
So you hit him with the war fan,
Wow.
and you try and strike at one of his nerves, but he seems to almost anticipate you're going for this kind of like stunning blow, and deflects his shot. But you still do damage.
8 damage, and then I will do my unarmed strike.
Okay.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
Whoop. 9 damage.
9
Nice.
damage. Nice. That's gonna be
Nice.
17 total for him. You kind of cut into him, and you can see he's like deflecting it with blades, but you're kind of chipping away at the armor, causing small cuts here and there, and he kind of just grunts as he passes back. The other one, the one that you've just started fighting next to Taryn, he's going to try and stab you and Taryn. So he kind of thrusts at one and then tries to cross slash to the other. Taryn, attack against you is only a 13.
Nope.
It just pings off the armor. Malice, what's your AC?
16.
That's actually only a 13. So you kind of deflect it away with the war fans as he's just striking at you with these two flashing blades. Technically he does have 2 daggers, so he can, as a bonus action, he'll make another attack against Taryn, which is also a miss. Just bounces off. After that, it is Worthless.
I'll kind of just drop the lady on
Lady.
the floor. She likes pain.
She loves
Yeah, just drop her on the floor and then kind of step over it and back into the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stand over Doran?
Doran's body, yeah?
Yeah, can I just stand over him?
Yeah, they've not got to him yet.
And can I sort of... Actually, no, I'm gonna drag him into the room as well.
Okay, so when you go next to his body, can you give me a perception check, please?
12.
12. You get the sense that somebody is nearby, but you don't know where.
On that, can I necrotic shroud?
Instead of picking him up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm kind of stood over him and then kind of spidey sense.
You kind of get this, you're like, something is near here, but you're not sure where. Okay? What's the saving throw on this?
DC 12, charisma.
charisma.
And it will hit both him and the other one.
Yeah, you pick the number of creatures, don't you? What's the DC, did you say?
12.
12,
charisma.
okay. So, the one fighting these two just looks, and you see his eyes go wide in fear at this skeletal form that spreads out and begins filling the room with this black mist. He seems terrified, and he's gonna desperately try and move away. You're not sure about this other thing. You don't get the sense that it's moved away, but you're not sure where it is.
Okay.
So that was
That's
action,
my action.
move. You got any bonus actions you can do?
Yeah. Bonus action.
Yes.
Can I
Yes.
Crimson Right my weapon?
Which right do you invoke?
Dawn.
The radiant one. Okay. So you watch as Worthless coats the tip of her spear in blood from her hand, and now the spear begins to glow with a terrifying holy light, like a kind of sickly pallid yellow. It doesn't have the same radiance as like angels. It has a haunting element to it as it begins to glow. Tarin.
Is my Channel Divinity an action?
No, don't believe so. Because it's the attack one, right? You just apply it to an attack.
If this man is frightened in front of me,
Yes.
He gets disadvantage on
attack.
ability checks and attack rolls
I'm gonna just back off.
Whilst the thing is in his aura, yes.
while he's frightened.
I'm gonna run towards the Autarch and Worthless,
Okay.
and
Perception check as soon as you arrive.
very well. 19 plus 1, 20.
Okay. The man who vanished, you're pretty sure is invisible and had moved up to the Autarch's body, but didn't quite have the momentum to deliver a killing blow.
Right. Am I still gonna be at disadvantage?
You will still have disadvantage, but you know where he is. Otherwise, I'd make you pick a square and.
In which case.
I'm standing over the Autarch as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both are, yeah.
I mean, somebody could still attack it, especially if you didn't know where they were.
Channel Divinity, Guided Strike. I add plus 10 bonus
It's
to
the
my
same. Guided Strike is the same as the War Cleric, which is when you make an attack roll, you can use Channel Divinity to gain a plus 10 bonus to the attack roll.
Very well.
So it's not an action.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm also going to,
Great
as my
weapon master.
bonus action,
Okay.
do Branding Smite. My next melee hit will do extra radiant damage, and the invisible target becomes visible for the spell duration.
That sounds pretty good.
So I'm going to do all that.
Guarantee that you hit. Okay, so you have
gonna be
an extra plus
disadvantage.
10, so it's disadvantage, but you
But
apparently
plus
have plus 17 because you get your normal attack bonus as well.
So I take the 12, which is 22, and plus 7 is
It's plus 17,
29.
that's 29. That is a
That
hit.
hits.
You focus for a moment and you kind of wait, and Tempest is like, now. Whoosh, and you hear this voice in your head, and you hear Nazgul screech as blood just sprays across the room, and this figure becomes visible.
So that's 10 for just the damage of the grief. And then I do an extra 2d6 radiant damage as well.
Okay, so 10 currently.
That's another 10.
So that blow, you watch as this figure staggers back, one arm heavily bleeding from this blow, as he kind of staggers back and looks at you.
He's forced to invisible now. He's got
Yes,
a radiant glow around
Yep.
him. Haha. Now I see you. Pain. And I'm gonna attack.
Yeah, you got extra attack.
17.
17 hits.
Why didn't I do this in the fight earlier? Last episode. 13.
Broke that fourth wall down.
13 more points of damage.
Yeah, slashing.
Again, you hit him with these heavy blows. Ah!
Back down. Survive.
He's actually going to. Can you make a dexterity saving throw? As you hit him, he kind of like the blood coalesces and he
7.
throws fire at your face. He would do this at what level?
Yeah.
Third level.
Hellish rebuke.
It is indeed a hellish rebuke. That's
I recognise that.
14,
Another life.
23 fire damage. Whoosh! So you just basically his blood becomes this almost like napalm substance that he throws over you. Ah!
I hurt like that,
He's
so I'm
not
backing
really.
off.
You back off.
You back off.
Fair enough. Tolshank.
So I didn't get my...
Unfortunately, he didn't move away because he was attacking what he thought was there.
When it comes to hold actions, can I specify, can it just be I want to attack if they do anything?
I mean, you might as well just attack them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why-
Because
why-
you
you
lose
might as well
it,
just
you
take
Come
your
on, go for
turn.
the kneecaps.
I
Ready,
want
readied
to-
actions is good for like if they come around the corner, I'm going to attack them all.
That's
If
fair
they
enough.
try and grab Malice, I'm going to stab them in the face or something like that.
Yeah, alright, well, I will awaken from my slumber and
Okay,
I'd
you're going
like-
to attack him.
hamstring.
So you have advantage on the attack roll, and if you hit and deal damage, you'll basically cripple his movement for a turn.
Yeah.
That's an unnatural 20 and that's a 6, so unnatural 20.
Okay, yeah, that easily hits. So you get sneak attack.
So 1d6
And you're gonna
from my
reduce the
thing
speed by
and
15.
3d6 my sneak attack.
Oh.
Oh my
Not bad.
god.
12, 17, 19 plus 3,
21.
22.
22.
Yeah.
And he's got a disadvantage, right? Oh, because he's frightened.
I mean, he had advantage
He had
against him
advantage.
anyway, so yeah, he has disadvantage to attack you guys until he overcomes his fear.
Or 4d20.
Do they make saving throws for that at the end of each turn, or is it just like a flat duration of like a minute or something
It's
like
just
that?
a flat. I will double check.
Yeah, if you can double check that for me, because I think it is just like they are frightened for X amount of time.
And he can't move near me.
Yeah, he has to move away, in fact. He has to move away. Which is now
He's
crippled.
gotta.
He's got it. Right, the one that threw fire at you now.
Oh, sorry, could I, after
No.
my action, no.
Yes.
Oh, could I use a help
Cunning
action
action?
as well?
Yes. Who do you want to help?
So I want to help just whoever else is
So Malice is next to the
by
one.
distracting. Basically, like now that I'm awake,
Yeah, now
I want
that
to.
he's like, ah!
I want to like gain his attention by
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
Absolutely.
jostling him.
So Malice has advantage on your next attack roll
Yeah.
against him. The one fighting you, you can see that he's like heavily bleeding, but he can see that you're wounded now, and he's just like, the guild will never forgive me for this. And in fact, he's used his 2 spell slots for today, so he can't do what I was going to have him do. So he's just going to try and attack you with a dagger.
Okay.
It's a 24 to hit.
R.I.P.
It's until the
Is it
end of my
eight?
next turn.
Okay.
Magical weapon?
This is not magical, so you will take 3 away from this. So that's going to be 16 points of damage. He took
Out.
13.
He's out.
Down.
He just plunges the knife into like Taryn's neck and turns round.
Boom.
It's like, what are you doing? He's yelling at the other one. Kill them! He's like, hey, death! Death! He's like pointing at her.
I'm just waving.
Malice.
their job is to kill people and they're scared of death.
Well, supernaturally scared.
I'm gonna shout, Worthless, can you take care of him?
Alright, dearie.
You know, wake him up and stuff.
I suppose.
I'll attack the one that's still right in front of me.
Yep, you have advantage.
What's Ulfric doing?
Ulfric has just stood in the corner.
Ulrich.
Ulrich.
Sorry, yeah.
He's just stood in the corner.
He's just tucked away.
12.
Poor guy.
With advantage.
12 with advantage. No, sadly that doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Do I still have advantage for the
No,
one
you
right?
don't. It's only for 1 attack.
That's fucking 12 again. I'm gonna flurry blow.
Okay, so spend the key point.
Fucking 2! Seriously!
Oh my god, Katie.
I hit once! Prick!
That was like my whole
That
fight.
really sucks.
Ah!
And then a 1 for damage.
4!
This geek
For-
on some table is
for-
going to the rightful owner.
Ah!
Huge fucking dents in it.
Katie, you
I
have the
can't
worst
believe
luck. You have,
that.
honestly, you have the worst luck. It's the worst.
Everyone use my dice.
Okay,
It doesn't
so
matter what dice I use, it's regardless.
Malice and Tolshank, the guy fighting you, flees from Worthless. He literally starts making his way towards the stairs, and now you both get attacks of opportunity against him.
I'm gonna giggle while he's running away, like.
18.
18, that hits. You don't get sneak attack damage on this, by the way.
That's fine. 1d6.
Oh, actually, no, it's a finesse weapon, so... No, it's the same turn, though,
Same
so no,
turn.
you don't.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's 6 damage.
6 points.
Every little helps.
You basically cut into him and you like slash at his arm as he desperately like runs away. He gets 15 feet because you've hobbled his movement, so he's at the top of the stairs basically, leading down. But then he turns around and he is going to he will throw a knife at Tolshank, and then he's actually gonna, with a hand, try and blast Malice with a purple ray.
He's got
He
disadvantage.
has disadvantage on the
rolls.
attack rolls. Yes, he does. So Malice, that's a 14.
Nope.
Okay, you dodge the side as this blast of Eldritch energy crackles next to you. Tolshank,
You said your name right.
that is 17.
Damn it, just over here.
Unfortunately, even with the disadvantage, he hits. Do you have resistance to poison or anything like that?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No.
That's 18 points of damage as this
Jeez.
blade sticks into your shoulder, and you feel this thick Icarus poison seep into your bloodstream.
Does that have any effect on me?
You take the extra damage basically.
Okay.
That's what the poison effect is. Worthless.
How injured is the guy who killed? Sorry,
Pretty-
not unconscious.
Pretty injured. He's bleeding. You can see
pretty
like several heavy blows have severely weakened him. Like he's bleeding from his arm. He's winded.
Okay, I'm going to attack him then.
Okay.
Come to you in a second.
Poor Taran.
So what am I doing? I've done the blood right, so okay.
So you add the extra damage if you hit and stuff.
20 to hit.
20 to hit. That hits. Sorry, I was
So-
distracted by Terps leering in the window.
For 5,
I was trying to ignore
6. So 6
didn't see
normal
him.
damage.
Yeah.
2 radiant damage.
Okay. It's all going to be the same. He doesn't have any
And
resistances.
also, I get 1 more from Necrotic Shroud. Oh, it's +6. Sorry, it's just a +6 damage.
Okay. So
Necrotic Shroud.
that's 14.
Surprised you.
Okay, with that blow, you kind of pierce through the burning radiance, literally pierces through his leather chest piece, and he's bleeding heavily from a wound. And you can see that he's in a very bad shape. One more solid blow can probably finish him off.
So that was my action. Oh, I've got extra attack. I've got extra
you got 2 attacks. Yeah,
I've got extra attack.
Yeah, you're a fighting class.
I'm gonna extra attack him.
Yay!
16 plus 5, 21.
That's a hit. Yep.
Okay, so it is 4, 8,
Yep.
and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay, with that, you basically, as he goes to stumble and he looks like he's making a break for the window, and you just, with the extra, you kind of step forward, one single thrust with the spear, and it just through the neck. And then you just rip it back, splitting most of his throat apart as his body collapses to the ground.
Can I use my reaction?
Reaction is in response to something, though. What's the actual text on it? What does it actually say?
In response to being stabbing someone through the neck.
And tearing their throat out.
They're unconscious within 30 feet of reaction. Yeah, to make an attack. To make it attack a creature of your choice within weapon attack range. Okay, so you could use this, but there's nothing for it to attack except you and Taran. The other guy is too far away.
Attack me.
I will leave that one for now then.
Okay.
I will leave it for
So
now.
I've done my extra
But
attack.
yes, that would basically, you would use that on dropping a creature.
Healing hands is an action. Can I? What potions? Is that an action or a bonus?
Action to administer it to somebody else. Bonus action to drink one yourself.
Okay,
Oh.
I will.
Is it?
Can you? Well, I'm using Mercer rules.
Okay.
He does
Fair
that in
enough.
our
Technically, it
campaign.
should be an action to feed a potion to
Regardless,
somebody else,
yeah.
but I think swigging a potion as a bonus action is reasonable.
Okay, I'm going to position myself in front of Taran
Taran.
and the Autarch.
Okay.
So, and
So you just move into position in front of them.
Yeah,
Yep. So you kind of get down defensively set with a spear.
Emily,
Um,
shield.
Okay.
And not our axe.
Sensing that Taran is down and that there's no longer a threat, Ulrich will basically make his way round, and he'll basically start looking for, he'll basically try and bandage Taran and stop the bleeding.
Oh, cool.
I'll kind of get him behind
Oh
my
yeah,
shield.
Yeah.
I forgot about
But
it.
he just wasn't going to do that until while
Yeah,
there was a
I'll
guy
forget
that was
about
fighting. So he moves up and he actually stops the bleeding, so you're stabilised.
I'll make sure my shield is kind of covering Ulrich.
He's just stood behind you, basically. He's a big, thick-set dwarf. So he does that. So that was what. So Taran, it would be your go. You would make death saving throws, but you're at 0. You're still
Zero.
unconscious, but you
Zero.
don't make death saving throws. That guy's dead. So Tolshank.
How bad's he looking, the guy at the top of the stairs?
He's injured, but he's not as injured as the other guy was. He is injured, but he's more that you can see that the terror has kind of faded, and he's kind of snapped his eyes to it, and now he just looks quite angry.
So he's
like,
not,
brother, no!
He's not on the brink then.
I'll make you pay.
Can I charge at him and tackle him down the stairs?
You absolutely can.
Good.
Give me a strength or dex check.
He's throwing yourself down there as well.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a big boy. We'll go with Dex, that's 21.
21. You. And you just hit him like a little cannonball. And he's just like, ah! As you hit him, you both start tumbling down like this kind of set of stairs heading down. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
That's not as good.
It's alright.
Oh, actually, 19.
19, okay. Alright, you take 6 points of damage.
Fine.
He only takes 3.
What?
He did more damage to
He actually
himself.
positions Stolshank under him, so you kind of take the brunt of the fall. But he's prone next to you. And yeah, I'd say that was your movement.
That was my action.
No, so you can still.
So while he's down,
Yeah, you're both prone.
so what is it as an action? Is it a bonus action to sheath, unsheath my sword cane?
It's already
Why
out.
would you want to sheath it again?
It's already out.
I mean, his kneecaps are right there.
I mean, yeah, like
I
if you
haven't
want to
done it
sheath
yet.
it, just do it as part of the attack.
Fine, no, I'll just...
No, if you...
Kneecap him! Kneecap him!
I haven't kneecapped anyone yet, that's the thing.
Okay.
Do it!
You've already cut his
Stab him in the
tendon.
kneecap.
Yeah, but I didn't think I enjoyed it as much.
Okay.
So I want to sheath it
You like
and
sheath
then
it
just
and
hammer down.
Yeah, okay. So this is going to be, you're going to attack but with strength rather than dex.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. So my attack bonus, +4, so that's 18.
18 still hits. Now, you don't do your sneak attack damage, but I'm going to basically have you reduce his movement again.
That's 6.
6 points. So yeah, you smash down on his knee, and you basically hear like the kneecap pop.
Yes!
That leg, it's the same leg that you cut the tendon on. He can move at like 5 feet around. Like he's literally getting up and trying to limp at this point.
Oh, what is the name of this place again?
House of Pain.
Lobatar.
He just turns around. He's like, "Ah, you miserable little cretin!"
Oh, do your worst, I've had my pleasure.
Oh, okay.
No!
He's loving it.
Too loving it.
Loving it, loving it, loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Wait, shit,
He's
I've only
loving
just seen
it.
my hit points.
Are you
Yeah,
loving
he's
it
gonna
points by any chance?
He's gonna die.
Almost dead.
But I
Don't
popped
say
the
that, don't
kneecap.
say that too much.
So
please.
he reaches out with a bare hand, grabs your neck, and you feel necrotic energy.
Try
Can
it.
you make a... Oh no, I make a melee spell attack.
What? I don't have to saving throw.
No, this is a melee spell. However, that is only... 14.
Oh, no.
Doesn't hit. You
No.
manage to roll as his hand just grabs like the stairs, and you see the wood begin to rot as the life energy from it is sucked away. And that's it. That's his go. He was trying to heal himself. Oh, sorry. It should have been Malice first, actually. Sorry.
Oh well. Missed anyway.
I'm gonna go down after him and.
You just like hop down the stairs, true monk style. You can see that the guards at the bottom of the stairs are asleep. They're unconscious, same as the
okay.
Pain
Lazy.
Is he prone?
Lord. He would technically still be prone because you should have
So
gone
do I
before
get
him.
advantage?
And his leg's fucked.
And his leg's fucked. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
There it is. Finally.
Justice. So double the dice.
Yeah, so
Nice.
10.
So if I'm natural 20 sneak attack.
Yes.
14.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
So 14. Do I get advantage on all my attacks because he's prone?
Yes.
Just miss. Oh, fuck. That one will miss. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
So the
13?
first blow,
No.
you cut a heavy, deep cut across his neck. Not quite enough to hit the jugular, but
Fan blades.
so
Oh,
it's
that's cocked.
Very calm.
like.
13 or. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
That's a hit.
20.
Yep.
Well, what is your attack bonus? Oh my
3, 5, 6 damage.
6 points. That one cuts again across deeply. He manages to bring his shoulder, cuts him across the shoulder.
Flurry. Nine, 20, 22, 24.
That's a hit.
Hit. 4.
4 points. On that one, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me as he does the same fire trick, napalm blood fire. He's going to hellish rebuke.
A what? Sorry.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
Natural 20.
Do you have evasion?
I don't know.
Don't know if you've got it yet.
I don't think
can't remember.
I do. I don't think I do.
Yeah, it's quite high level.
Yeah. So you're going to take 5 points of fire damage as you manage to dodge out of like this cascade of bloody fire. You can see that this guy is barely conscious at this point. He can barely stand up.
He reaches out with bare arms.
Arms.
He's got bear consciousness.
Bare hands. Worthless.
He's a bear.
He's a werebear.
Evasion is 7.
Damn it! I'm one level off.
One level off. Worthless.
I'm going to turn around and kneel next to
Broody.
prick boy over here.
Yeah.
Still unconscious, aren't I?
And I'm gonna say, "It is not your time yet, warrior." And then healing hands.
Okay.
You gain 6 HP.
Wish it was.
You gain 6 HPs.
Yeah.
You're a 6.
Thank you.
Get up, fighter.
Anything else?
If I saunter downstairs, am I within reach of this dude, bro?
You can get to him, but you don't have an action to attack. Because healing hands is an action.
Action.
Can I just like throw some stuff?
That would be an action.
Well, I think both of us have got a turn before. I mean, I don't want to min-max it, but
I will stay with Taryn and
The Autarch.
the Autarch
Okay.
and just kind of help out and just make sure if anyone comes back or if anyone else is going to attack, they can just
Easy. So you just kind of protect over those two. Taryn?
I'm gonna get onto my feet slowly.
Okay, 15 feet of movement.
Motherfucker.
I'll help you out.
I'm gonna lay on hands myself for 10 points. The last remaining 10.
Okay.
Give myself 16.
Okay.
And just kind of flex it out. I look at the Autarch, make sure he's still okay.
He's alive.
I'm just gonna stand here, pretend to be on guard.
He doesn't say anything to Worthless.
Not yet.
You can see that you've, there is definitely, like, somebody's, like, stemmed the blood flow on your wounds and stuff as well, like that. You see, like, Ulrich's got, like, bloody hands.
Thank you, Ulrich.
My master, yes.
I'm just going to sigh and roll my eyes. Youngsters have no manners these days.
Tolshank.
He's very mad.
I am cackling with laughter. I'm going to do the same to the other knee.
The other knee.
Yeah.
You get sneak attack now because I'm there.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh no, he.
Wait, not on
No,
this.
he doesn't have a finesse weapon equipped.
Oh, okay, so you're not on
Oh,
this.
The
okay.
camera, yeah.
So in
He
that
uses
case,
his club.
14.
His club is for fun. 14 is just enough.
Oh,
Fundy!
so still just a 1d6. Oh, second time it's happened. 5.
5 points.
Yeah.
That's actually.
Right, I want to use
like, you hit the other knee. Ah! It twists at an awkward angle. You hit it so hard it just kind of bends it.
French.
Oh, this is so good! And I want to use a bonus action of help for Malice, and I will just be using it by just taunting this guy and saying, like, both kneecaps are gone, where do I go now?
Okay. Malice.
So he's still prone.
He's got 1 hit point.
Please just
He
hit.
technically would have gotten up, but you've got advantage because of the help action anyway.
So that one will miss, but
Although with
next
2
one.
broken
Oh
kneecaps,
my
he probably
God!
yeah.
Fuck my life. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18.
That hits. You're like, just slashing at him with these fans. I mean, he's just raising his arms, desperately
8,
trying to protect
but
himself.
8, can I use Hour of Reaping? No, Touch of Death. So I've reduced him to 0 hit points, so I regain some of his life to me.
You get temporary hit
I get
points
temporary hit
at the end of a combat. You just one kind of thing. You kind of flick the fan up, batter it at your face a minute, and then across the neck.
Oh,
I just really wanted to use Touch of Death
Yeah, I know.
so bad.
I know you did. The man bleeds out and just falls to the ground.
Can I search to see if he has any sign of who he was working for, anything on his body or anything?
Search their bodies. You find each of them carried 2 blades that were poisoned, but they are no longer poisoned. They have leather armor. They do not appear to carry much else, except for they have a ring which bears a symbol of Shah which is a goddess.
Take the ring.
Okay.
I don't know. Would I know anything? Can I make a check to see if I know anything about that?
Yeah, Shah's a pretty well-known goddess. Like, she's goddess of night.
You sure?
I'm Shah.
9.
9. You know that she's a goddess of night, worshipped by surface dwellers, generally referred to as an evil goddess. She's the evil counterpart of Saloon, goddess of the moon.
Ah, Saloon.
Shah Saloon.
Could I,
Rastafari.
while he is sleeping,
Who's sleeping? The
the
Autarch.
Autarch,
Yes.
could I see if he has any notes or...
He's going to rifle through his pockets.
I want to rifle through his pockets.
The Autarch.
But I don't want it to be like obvious that I've stolen stuff off him.
Okay, so the things he has on him is a
Shah.
key on a necklace,
Oh yeah.
his clothes,
Goddess of night.
and that's kind of it. He has he took off all of his jewelry and things like that.
Yeah.
You can see he has his barbed riding crop, and that's pretty much it.
And the key he used to lock up all of his rings and jewelry at his house, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay.
His face. What have you done? What have you
Can
done?
we see? Can we see it? That
See what?
thing? Him.
I mean, you see Tolshen go over to the Autarch's body and like rummage around.
What are you doing?
Look, if anyone says anything...
We're trying to make this guy our friend.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying we could use the gold. He's got jewelry in his house. We, if anyone asks, they came for the key.
Tolshank,
Yeah.
No.
hide one of the assassin's bodies. That one got away and took the stuff.
This is why I like you. This is why I like him. I'm gonna go...
We have to benefit when he underpays us.
Yeah. I'm gonna go dispose of another of the assassin's bodies.
How would you like to dispose of it? Where are you going to take it? And
Any
what
sort of
sort of-
acid barrels around, or...
Yeah, just hanging about.
Can we just like tie it to one of the
Oh,
thingies?
is
the
there a Iron
wraps?
Maiden?
Oh.
You could, or and then
Just shut the door.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Close it around.
And there wasn't an Iron Maiden around.
Not in this area or the ground floor.
Fair enough.
She did say there were some below.
I'll get rid of them and put them into another room.
Just put them in one of the 3 rooms, yeah? Just drag it over, close the door.
Yeah,
Shut the door.
Shut the door. Pretend it's not there anymore.
I'm gonna shout down the stairs like when everyone's kind of done. I'm gonna be like, excuse me,
Yeah, you don't actually hear any responses.
service.
You wish to have some pain? I could give you that for free.
My darling, being next to you is pain enough.
Yeah. It's so true.
Ulrich doesn't agree, do you, Ulrich? It's not a pain to be next to me, is it?
No, of course not, my lord. But the strange woman did bring you back.
I thought it was you.
No, I managed to stop the bleeding, but she did some magic. Is she a wizard?
She's more than that.
Seems...
I'm just kind of staring at you with a little grin in my face.
Yes, thank you, Worthless, for bringing me back from the brink. Much appreciated.
So they had enough magic to knock out every single person in this place.
Magic.
The only ones you've seen so far are the 2 guards at the bottom of the thing.
Yeah,
You saw them
so
asleep.
when the
But we
combat
saw people
started...
downstairs. Oh, wait, no, there were
don't-
screams.
you don't- yeah,
weren't
there were
from
screams.
downstairs, so they didn't.
Assassins, trained well. They must be working for someone quite
Is there
important.
any type of roll I could do to see if it was magic or if it was a chemical?
Yes, you can absolutely do that. Medicine or Arcana.
Natural 20.
Uh,
This
ve-
guy is unreal.
Very clearly magic.
Magic?
Yeah. Not a chemical-induced thing. Likely some sort of able to create some sort of... That's the main reason you know that is Malice wasn't put to sleep. You could saw that she was kind of... There was something about her natural state that just absorbed it, and you would know that drow and elves basically are magically resistant to sleep. They
Yeah.
can't be magically forced to sleep.
I've seen different types of chloroform and things that put
Sure.
people to sleep,
Yes.
and this definitely was not that sort of thing. This was magic. And if these people are using magic,
Red wizards.
the only people that can use magic in the city is
Legally.
wizards. Well, legally, yeah.
This
These
could
were
be
assassins.
An underground.
Don't trust the red wizards.
Don't trust the Autarchs.
They were.
Don't trust anyone
They
pretty
hate each
much.
other.
But
This assassin was attacking the Autarch, so leads me to believe it could be a
Red
rival
wizards.
red wizard.
trying to. Interesting.
Though there are red wizards, as we saw. I get that you didn't, but there was a red wizard that
in
left
here.
here.
Right.
Did we get? We got a clear view of that red wizard.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Female. It's kind of difficult to tell some of them apart because of the shaved heads
Yeah.
and the tattoos. You basically have to try and remember her tattoos and just like her general face shape and stuff like that.
But did
teardrop.
she look in any way sort of suspicious just because she was there at the same time that those guards were in there?
I mean, it's difficult to tell. They all look a bit shifty because they've got this very sort of.
Yeah.
And it's not
But
the
did-
They've got a very sort of intimidating kind of just thing about them, like the way they have the shaved heads and the red robes. They build themselves to aesthetically be intimidating.
That's
Did
profiling.
Yeah, it's absolutely profiling.
Did the two rooms go into use at the same time?
They were in use before Tholshank got there.
Told.
So both of them are. Interesting.
It's planned.
I think we should
Well,
maybe
oh.
see if we can get the name of this red wizard. If she was here before anything kicked off in that other room
We could see if
was
they double booked.
occupied,
The Autarch knew something was up.
see who booked that room.
He knew someone was after him. Maybe he knows. Anyway,
True.
They
But
must
we
have a
should-
ledger here.
I don't want to worry anyone, but is no one talking downstairs? There might be others. They might be involved.
true.
I
I'm
suppose
gonna
we need to get out of
pick
here as
up the
quick as we can.
Autarch and put him on my shoulder.
Yeah, he does not show any signs of
Waking up.
waking
Life.
up. Yeah.
Could-
Can I rummage through the pain mistress's robes?
It's not really robes. It's kind of like leather straps and pants, really.
Can I just
to
gently
hide.
prod her with my spear bow?
I mean, she's alive. She's breathing. She's asleep. Same,
I-
same, almost
any-
the same as the Autarch.
Any pockets that I can?
Not really. Whip on her hip.
Hip whip.
Hip
Can
whip.
I,
I'm just going to poke her a bit.
Cool whip.
cool whip. Can I
a
look
cool whip.
for if there are people booking rooms? They must have some sort of ledger or something. Could I have a look?
So you're going to head downstairs into the main sort of areas.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Okay, so when you head downstairs, you can see that most of the priesthood of Lovitar are stood there with whips and knives and things like that, but they have positioned themselves defensively near the exit, and they're kind of waiting. And as soon as you come down, they all sort of draw weapons.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And you see the one you recognised before, Lady... what was her name?
Dana.
Lady
No.
Covis.
Kovis.
Hey, Mistress Covet.
Yeah, Hey Mistress Kovis is just like, you! What's going on? What's happened?
We were attacked while we were up there by two assassins.
We had some individuals attack us down here as well.
I see.
What of the guards? Did they not deal with the situation?
They're having a bit
Sleepy,
of a nap.
sleepy,
Everyone was put to sleep immediately, but we all
She
resisted.
sees the Autarch. Is he
Alive.
good? What
Who
of-
had booked the two other rooms upstairs?
She looks around. The rest of you, go secure the other rooms. Make sure that nothing's interfered with our business downstairs. And they all begin making their ways around and sort of like attending to certain things. You can see that there are bodies of similarly dressed assassins, but not quite as well equipped. Like they've just got like black leather jerkins, but those they don't look custom made like the ones you fought.
Interesting.
And
can
with
I-
like face masks and stuff.
Can I check them to see if they've got rings with the same rings? So,
do.
okay.
The woman gestures over and she says, "We must speak privately. Normally we do not discuss matters, but I have records. The two rooms. One of them was booked by a Red Wizard. Why do you need to know this room?"
Because
It
we
was
saw
more
that
the-
person leave very shortly before the attack.
You understand that that is very dangerous for me to give out the name of a Red Wizard if you suspect them of something.
The
If
other
I were to
room.
make them an enemy. The other room I will tell you.
The other room flanking where this Autarch was having his ritual is where they came from.
She pulls out a large leather-bound book and begins flicking through it. She goes, this is troubling. She curses, "I shall flay her skin."
Who?
One of my assistants
She'd love that.
booked that room. Unfortunately, it has been given as a name. It is a code name used by individuals that do not wish to be named.
And that.
It's
so-
called. The name is Halris, but it is used by autarchs and wizards and various other individuals when they do not wish to know that they are visiting certain locations. It is used here as well as other places within the city. This is a frustration for me as well. I do not normally allow such names to be used for very much these reasons.
So what was the name again?
He
sorry?
like claps her hands. A servant comes over and she's like, "Fetch Theresa. Make sure that she is placed in her room. I will deal with her later."
Why would someone attack this man? Who is he?
I do not know. He's prolific autarch. Lord Malaric is cousin to the Tharkioness. I know that he has not. Well, you are foreigners. Perhaps you do not understand, but in Thay, there is no such thing as really friends or allies. Everyone is a potential rival. It is not surprising if. It would not be surprising if he has angered other nobles or other autarchs.
Would a red wizard
This
have any reason to book that room?
Yes, wizards visit here. They can be as
Which-
devout as any.
Without
A red wizard leaving the room shortly before the attack happened and being
Is
present
suspicious,
in the
of course. I agree with you fully. However, you must understand, if they have performed some unlawful activity, they are in a position to do so. I technically have no right to complain about it. They are the authority here, and I will... and she looks over. "Excuse me, I have business to attend." And then she looks at you and turns away from the books.
room. Can we see if anything,
Oh.
anyone has come in, or has someone?
No,
walked
she just heads over and is talking with other assistants.
I will follow.
I'm going to go in the room where the red wizard is,
Okay.
was.
Okay.
Actually, so she. Am I literally just standing behind her while she talks to these other people then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can. She looks at you strangely and is having a very mundane conversation about making sure the rooms are cleaned and everything else.
Was she, when she looked at me, was it like follow me eyes or were they bedroom eyes? I need to know.
They were neither eyes.
Okay, so why would she look at me?
She probably suspects you.
No,
Did we pick up on it the way
I
you
mean,
looked?
if you guys didn't, I'm not going to give you
I'm going to
anything.
come back,
here.
I'll come back out the room.
Could I insight her?
Yeah, it looked very
You can
weird when
insight
he said,
check, yeah.
"Excuse me."
Yeah, it was very
Ignore me,
strange.
don't
Yeah.
worry. It's just a two.
19.
Okay, 19, worthless. When she left, she didn't close the book
Oh,
where she has the book.
So I'm going to wander over.
You just wander over and you like look down. You can see that room was booked to a red wizard just called Lady Velix.
Lady
You forgot your book.
Velix.
Lady Velix.
Alex.
Have that sounds.
Alex?
Valix.
Velix.
Or Velix.
Velix. I'm saying it Velix with an E.
Wait. Velix.
Not Valax.
Not the one, the sun elf.
The sun elf. Yeah.
Velux.
Is in the ledger.
That was
right?
Alex.
Very similar names, Mark.
They are very similar, but one is with an A and it doesn't have an I in it, and this one Velix. Velix.
Oh my
Lady
God.
Velix.
So it's someone
Velux
else entirely.
windows.
So you are saying that wasn't like, you didn't say it wrong, they are two different names.
Velix. Valix.
Oh my God.
I'm
Valax.
sorry.
Valax.
Valax.
Velix. Valax.
Well, I said it right to Kim the first time. She's the one that wrote
I
it
get
down.
you, bro. I get you.
You're
Valax.
confusing me. That's the problem.
Valax and Velix.
Velix, the red wizard.
Valix.
Lady Velix.
Lady Velix.
Velix.
Sun elf.
Yeah, Valax with an A.
Valax and Velix. And who's Velix now?
Red
Windows.
The red
Okay.
wizard who booked the room.
So the assassins used the name Holris.
Halris.
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 Which
You
is
are
just a
shit
code.
at taking notes.
Look, alright, okay. Were we being given?
You've even written butts here, like, dude.
You wrote that!
No, that doesn't
Quick question, what time did we start? Did we start at 1?
One. We started at one.
Okay. So we're going to wrap things up now, basically.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
It's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
What a amazing combat that was. That was great.
Yeah, that was good.
You got to kneecap someone.
Twice. Yeah. Both.
Yeah, so
I'm making up on my quote.
Like while these guys are looking confused at the lady, the Covis,
Yeah, Covis.
I'm just going to saunter over to the book and then just read it and then just come back and be like, anyone know a Lady Velix?
That's a window.
Yeah, that's the person you were speaking to, wasn't it?
Your son elf friend.
Have we heard any of the red?
The Cosmic Shroud!
The thing is Thayans have a very specific, like they use a lot of V's and X's and Y's.
And 2 L's
and I
in the
run
middle.
out of like ways to spell names that I can pronounce. So
I see. Question. Have we heard any red wizards' names while we've been in the city at all? So we haven't heard about... Okay.
I think the only one you have heard was Weston, who isn't a full red wizard.
Yeah,
and that's someone worthless
necromancer,
names.
yeah.
Necromancer.
Can I look at that page and see like any other names, like just you know?
Shoot
just-
your Tark's name.
Yeah.
Get out the room. That's it.
I will shut the book very gently. And just, you know.
Cool.
Okay. And with that, we're going to finish up today's episode.
Like I feel
So-
so dumb after she looked at me.
After she
and
just... Yeah.
So good. Like, I thought that was like an obvious thing, because I think I even said, like, oh yeah, she leaves the book open and walks away.
Didn't even think.
No, I was like, have I been too subtle there?
I think it's because you said she looked at me.
Well, yeah, because
And
I
then
thought,
you
like, as a
said-
rogue criminal mastermind,
you-
you'd pick up on that.
I think you said she looked at me, then walks off with the book open. I was kind of like, when you said looks at me, I was kind of thinking about that, and then just stopped listening to what
Stop
you were
listening.
saying.
And it's the crazy old lady who's just
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
anyone.
Book's
After
open.
insight
She's
checking.
left that open for us.
I thought she left the red wizard area opened for investigation.
Well, they'd already looked in there.
yeah.
We've already, yeah.
They'd already
we've
looked in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't have known that though, because you were in the other room. So that
Can
was
we-
fair. That was fair. That was Taryn RP.
Yeah.
Can we check the room that the assassins were in?
You
as well
absolutely
before we-
can.
Before we leave?
Next episode on Dead Reckoning, because that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you've been enjoying our very weird, very creepy adventure in
show.
Thay. It's all super weird.
Love it. Dead Reckoning.
We'll be back
Yeah.
next Wednesday, twitch.tv/D&D here on the channel. We hope you've enjoyed chatting with us in chat. Don't forget you can check out our regular D&D game. I promise it's less weird and creepy sadomasochism.
Yeah.
You can check that out on Sundays at 5 p.m. BST, which is 9 a.m. PDT, I
Where?
think. Twitch.tv/Yogscast. Where you can catch up on the YouTube channel Yogs Live. No, I'm not
Or-
repeating myself.
You can
Okay.
follow us on Twitter at HighRollersD&D.
We always tweet when we're going live and all of that good stuff as well.
Yay.
Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching.
Praise Overtar.
Yeah.
Big fan now.
All Overtar. Ow.
I've
Oh, that's the
started
stuff.
something which I deeply regret.
I regret that now.
You should.
Bye. Bye.